once again, and we're in the Detail Bookie, APEX, IGL, RoadFS booth.
Yes. We just took over the show. We should just rename the MTE show to our show.
Our show. Welcome to our show.
I think next year we should line us all up. IGL, APEX, Detail Bookie, RoadFS.
But then we wouldn't get our steps in from crossing back and forth the ends out all day long. You guys were running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Oh man, I didn't think
Dude, I was only in the booth and here.
Yeah.
I mean, we only went live twice, and it just was nonstop. People were so excited. They had so many questions about what we're doing, what we've done.
Absolutely.
And I think the biggest question universally from the Detail Bookie guys was, what's going to change? What's going to change?
Yeah.
Like, no, everything, we see the value of Detail Bookie, the lane that you guys are in, the segment of the market that you serve, and like, we're just going to build and keep going on that. And if you need something you're outgrowing a little bit, then you got RoadFS.
Absolutely. It's two options. And, that was one of my first questions when we really started talking about it was, you guys, are you wanting to do something different with it? And you're like, no, we want it like it is. And it's got, obviously improvements along the way. But, to keep it running just like it was. And that's what really, made me at peace with it. Was that you guys valued the software itself and all the hard work that had gone into it. So, all of the users, the ones that I've talked to, are excited to, know that there's, nothing, just, they're not going to be shocked by anything, but there is progress coming along the way. And that's what I'm just super excited about.
Yeah. And as we've dug into it on the technical side, just like any two software programs or any two products, there's IGL products that some things really, really good. There's some that, everybody's always improving. There's some stuff that Detail Bookie does really well technically that we can incorporate into RoadFS, and vice versa. There's some stuff that we do really good technically that we can incorporate into Detail Bookie to make them both even better than they are.
Absolutely.
Well, what was really fun for me yesterday, I had two completely opposite experiences.
Okay.
So I was over in the RoadFS booth. I'm talking to a young developer. He's just starting. His dad's trying to help him out. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, let's take a walk.
Yeah.
So I walked over to Detail Bookie. I went over to Mitch. I go, let's walk through Detail Bookie because this is a better fit for where he is in his business.
Right.
And then Rod and you were over here.
Yeah, and the gal came up and she's using Detail Bookie and she's like, I want to talk about some of the features that we need. And we need to have commission structure, and then we have multiple locations, so we want to be able to know which location. And I'm like, you need to go walk down the hall here.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
that's
that
is
the beauty of it, because now we can make it easy to jump between either platform and really help people the best that we can.
And we did this before, but it was never it's still a little bit awkward, right? Because at the end of the day, you were truly passing a customer or potential customer along. So it's like, we would do that, but it wasn't like it's clean and easy. Now it's like two companies are together. It's easy to make it happen. The transition, it benefits both, and it's amazing. I think that, it's exciting to give people the option, and as their team grows, Detail Bookie serves the 1, 2, 3-man operation as you're coming into this thing. But when you start to add PPF and Tint, these other services and other bays, and like you said, pay structures, that's outside of Detail Bookie's scope. But RoadFS is there to take that.
Well, and that really allows us. We're joking about doing IGL and APEX. We end up with those trainings anyway.
Absolutely.
We've been with APEX like 3 or 5 trainings already.
Yeah.
And it just blends in. We have a ton of customers now that are coming to us that are doing PPF and going, how do I build a kit around PPF? Well, we have an inventory management system. You can do it per linear foot, per square foot. You can cut it off in, you can just do blanks if you have some of Russ's motorcycle patterns. You can put that into it. So there's a lot of exciting things happen, and I think that's what I'm really excited about. That's what gives me goosebumps is now we just have a better set of products to offer.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And for us, this is what we do. It's a passion of ours to drill in and do that. You're on the detailing side, and that's your passion. Now you can go explore that.
Absolutely.
And it's not going away. I think that as we move forward, we'll see how things go. We have a bunch of people that are really interested in helping us out, which is a blessing for us. But now we can hit two ends of the country. Jody and I are already split up all over, but now we have people helping us all over. And we got a couple people. Jackie Orlando talked to me yesterday. She's excited about helping out. And so I think that's what's really cool about it is we can just go forward, improve the industry, and give people what they really want, which is what we're trying to do anyway. Everybody in detailing is trying to help the customer. You're trying to help them make their car look better, clean out the baby chunks and the goldfish out of the back seat. We're just trying to help them improve, and that's what we're all trying to do.
Here's the evolution of software, and you guys know it. For a while, we were trying to show detailers why they needed software in the first place, right?
Yes,
Everybody was like, it's great, but you know what? Pen and paper works great for me. Or what? We have now crossed that bridge, and now it's not. Now I know I need software, but which one do I choose?
Yeah.
And by the you guys acquiring Detail Bookie, you've got the end-to-end solution. No matter where you're at in your detailing journey, you guys have a solution for that, and that's important. I think to know that the people that are on Detail Bookie now, if it's time for you to step up, you go to RoadFS, and the ones that are coming on to Detail Bookie will get to experience that ease of use, and it's not super complex where it's confusing. You can just jump on there and go to work.
Yeah, and we're super excited, because of what you're doing with APEX and IGL. Rod and I went to an IGL training last year. And we've been at the APEX training. Yeah. And we love kind of seeing what you guys as a team, Mike Carlin and now Joel's back, and Russ and then Hughes. And there's a lot of synergies with what we're doing, and we're really excited because we know that we're going to be at some of these trainings with you guys, and it's good. And you can see our new shirts.
The shirts are awesome.
Best of the best.
That was a surprise to me, and I've been asked, how do you feel about it? And I'm just like, man, it just keeps getting better every day. To know that the Detail Bookie lives on, and now it has a path that's going to look, be bright, and it's amazing.
There's some things that it's not that. One of the questions I got yesterday was, does that mean that development or improvements are going to stop on Detail Bookie? It doesn't mean it's going to stop it off. We see something that's really good, and we need to improve it or add it to Detail Bookie. We're going to do that because we still want that segment of the market that's using Detail Bookie to have a great experience. It'll never stop. Software never stops.
Yeah.
But now we just have a larger team, and we can put a lot more focus on those things and bring it to light. And then the other things is, I kind of feel like because we went to an Aegis training in Wisconsin in the snow, that we've kind of it's like we're in some kind of a fraternity now with IGL. We suffered in the snow.
Well, you know what? We could have waited and went to Mobile.
Yeah, you could have called it snow Mobile.
That's a different time in 100 years. So we did that, and that was fantastic. It was really fun. The product. I mean, I've been amped up about IGL's Aegis for a long time, but industrial coatings I think is a massive business to the point where you need to have a separate business. Same with APEX. You don't just have it like rods, detailing, and PPF and industrial coatings. You need to really spread it out. So as the products improve, both the software and the detailing products, I think it's just everybody benefits more. That's what makes me excited is to have people bigger and better all the time.
That's what it's all about. We both want to pour into our industry and help, because we all kind of came down that same path. And, thinking about bringing PPF into my shop, I know the struggles. I've been thinking about it for years, 2 years. Yes. I went down to the tent and PPF show right here in Orlando a couple of years ago, and I just wasn't ready for that jump. And so one of our objectives here, I don't want to get too far off path here, but one of our objectives at APEX is to bridge the gap from detailing to PPF and make it where it's not so hard to get into, where we can start small and help detailers go, hey, I want to add this service. Maybe it's just pillars and door cups, or you don't have to have a $10,000 plotter and $20,000 worth of MS in there. One of the first things when I started asking questions about to the PPF installers was be ready to burn through a bunch of inventory. $10,000 worth of waste, and I'm like, that's not happening in my shop. You
can do it with smaller pieces. Yeah. I mean, you can take a little piece of something that let's just say you did a headlight, right?
Exactly.
You did a little headlight, and then you take the scraps from that and you practice.
Yes.
And there's people that are into it and not. I'm not picking on Jody.
So you're not a BBF.
I can get that squeak and get it going. Later on, we're not going to demonstrate it right now, but Paulo Ascenci has been doing PPF for a long time, and we literally at one of the trainings, you still had the paper backing on it. We slapped it on my arm, and Paulo cut it on my arm.
Wow.
But I do not have any tattoos on that. It was. You know, Russ turned his head. He was like, "This is not sanctioned by the ATC." So, but get out there and do new things. I think that's really cool because as the industry changes, ceramic coatings are around. They're here to stay.
Yes.
But the views on Google and everything have dropped off because I think people have done the research. They know what it is, and they know whether they want to do it or not. And now PPF is going up, and window tinting has always been around. People don't think about this, but you can take window tinting and go into a home, and it's all a flat surface. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's per square foot or per square inch, or linear foot, or however you do it, and put it on and go. Same thing with some of your coatings, IGL coatings, clips on a granite countertop.
Yes, absolutely.
So as people, we did a training about that. It's like when times get changing and their times are tougher, it's winter. Go into the home, man. Do some stuff in the house.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to evolve. And you said a mouthful right there about searches being down for ceramic. And I've heard this, and I think it's not a very good metric to use of interest. We've spent the last 10 years explaining to people what ceramic coating is.
Correct.
So if you've had a coating on your car, you're not going to search unless you moved ceramic coating near me. Right. You already know ceramic coating.
Yes.
So all the work we put in reduces the amount of people not knowing what it is.
Correct.
So
and that was the point of that. It's not that people aren't doing ceramics. Like I said, they're here to stay.
Yeah.
It's just that they're not doing the research.
They have their place in the market alongside PPF and a protection side. And people that value their vehicles differently. And the ones that want the ultimate protection and willing to pay for that go PPF. The ones that want better than wax, they go coatings, and then the ones that don't care get polymer sealants. And so they all have a place in the market. And I thought that was really cool that you brought that up. But
and I think that the key with that is this: so you can still go buy a can of turtle wax.
Yes,
these products don't go
anywhere.
There's a lot of people, old school people, that still want a hand wax. Right? There's product companies here that develop a hand wax.
Sure.
So those are here to stay. It's just that when I say turtle wax, everybody knows what it is. They're like, oh, I know what that is. You rub it on, you wait a little while, you rub it off, you get it dust.
Sure.
That's what's happening with ceramic coatings. As they improve and you put out new product lines, people understand what a ceramic coating is, and more importantly, what it is not.
Yes.
And so that's where you get people that there was a misconception when it first came out. When ceramics first came out, it's like, oh my God, you hit it with a boulder at 90 miles an hour. It is a help. It's helping to preserve both the gloss and a little tiny bit of protection from the environmental element, but it is not Superman.
Right.
Whereas
PPF, the closer to Superman.
Superman. You can't get Superman.
Right.
There is
if you put steel around your paint instead of paint around your steel,
park it in the garage and leave it. That's the only way to do it. So it's really, we're all in the business of preserving a surface and trying to help that. So whether you're into PPF, whether you're doing ceramic coatings, whatever, that's why in the software world, we try to make sure we can accommodate for all of those things. Whether you're running, Mike's industrial coating or whether you're running Jody's boat detailing, right?
One thing I can't stress about software enough is that software is just a tool. And we hear all the time, well, I don't use it. I don't know how to use it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at technology. And I always say, when you grabbed your polisher for the first time, you weren't good at that either.
Yep.
And software is just a tool that you have to learn. And you only learn it by using it. Yeah. If you don't use it, if you put it on the shelf, you're right. It is a waste of money. You're taking your money and not doing anything with it. Yeah. However, the same goes for your polisher. If you never plug it in, it's not making you any money, and it's costing you the same dollar sitting there. So, getting in software, using it, letting it help you make you better in a world where in 2025 where we have to focus on relationships with customers, software is going to help you do that. Now we say, and this is anybody that saw my presentation the other day knows how I feel about scalability. I think all that's out the window, right? I think you've got to go back in time and say personal relationships are first. Software allows you to have a personal relationship with thousands of customers like it's off the back of your hand.
Yeah.
So you can put those notes in per customer. You can follow a customer journey digitally and always be responsive to that customer and know where they're at in their place, and they feel as connected as they should.
Yeah. Well, another thing about it is you can actually there's no way for you to remember. I know a lot of detailers literally don't know if you know this or not. People that are not detailers, but we're omnipotent, right? So that black Lexus comes in, and your brain goes, "I remember that black Lexus. It was in there last time, and the front hood's been the hood has been repainted, and there's a little tick over here." You remember weird things about cars.
Sure.
Like that guy rolls in with that silver, and you're like, "Oh, I remember that one."
Yep.
But there is a limit to the omnipotence.
Absolutely.
And that's where software comes in and it tracks the customer and their vehicle. Well, this is Clyde. He's got the black Lexus and he's got the boat. And I remember he had that 40-foot scooter and it had an engine cap. So you can write that stuff down and actually get rid of it. You don't have to remember all that. The software remembers it for you. So whatever platform you're on, you can bring up that customer's profile and even put notes in there, right?
Yes.
This is Sally, and she really is into French Bulldogs, right?
Yep.
You put a little image in there of a French Bulldog so you remember that, and it enhances that personal relationship. Not fake. I cannot stress that enough. You don't want it to be a fake relationship. No. It's got to be real. So, like, for instance, Jody likes animals, but he's not as animal as I am. If somebody's got a dog, they come in, I'm not going to see them. I'm going to be like, "Hi, Sally. Hey, come in, little baby, come see me."
I'm going to talk to the person.
I'm like you, Jody.
I'm a dog person. And
get away.
My dog's out in the garage on a nice little hill.
My dog
His has a little mini hotel.
I seen him biting at you the other day.
He was like chewing on my feet.
I trained him to do that.
I'm being nice, not giving him.
Right? Yeah. You did way better than I did, by the way.
Well, the thing about it is it's just those personal things, right? Jody has some interest in his life. He's written 2 books, and he's got interest that he can go down that path, and I can go down that. And we have the relationship with each other that if we have a client and I say, "Hey, this probably is going to be somebody that you're going to connect with better," versus somebody rolls in and they got 5 old hot rods. I'm shoving his ass out of the way so I can get in there because I'm into it. I'm like motors and this and that. Even when we go to the museums, like we go to the airplane museums, and we get to work on these awesome machines, right? Pieces of American history. And I'm over there geeking out with the mechanics, man. We were at the Peterson Museum, right? And they got multi-million-dollar cars. I'm in the basement with the mechanic helping him on a 48 Indy. I'm like, "Hey, y'all have fun with that new Ferrari. I'm over here with a 48 Indy putting this stuff together." So I think no matter what your interests are, there's something for you.
Yes.
And the thing that I love about you and where Detail Bookie was is the customer relationship.
Yes.
Because whether it's cars or planes or boats or software, it's about a relationship. It's like, okay, what do you need? And we may not be able to produce it tomorrow.
Sure.
But if it's a good idea, we're going to do it.
Absolutely.
You did the same thing. That's the feedback we got from other customers.
Yeah.
Every time that a customer that was using Detail Bookie would come to us in the past, they were like, "Man, I'm having such a hard time because I love Dustin.
Sure.
And I got a relationship." And now we got people coming to us going, "Oh, I'm so glad I did that." Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we could not be happier.
Yeah, we're excited.
This is a great step forward.
Yes.
It's all up from here.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of people.
And you are going to be seeing him a little
You
bit.
will still see Dustin for a
Absolutely.
lot.
So
Yeah.
we're excited. We're going to be getting him one of these shirts.
Yeah, and that makes my day. I told you from the beginning, as much I'll be as involved as you guys want me to be involved. This is yours now, and I respect that to the nth degree, and I would never, overstep. But if you guys, I believe in what you guys are doing, and I'm here to support that, and I will be alongside of you as long as y'all let me stand there. I'll be there. So,
last night when I was showing it, talking on the NBA awards, it really was prior to you coming on the scene. It was like a wall would go up with other software companies, and you were the first person from another software company that just came up, shook my hand, said, "Man, I respect what you guys are doing," and it was a weird feeling to me. But it really, I think that's what's made this happen. It's just your willingness to put that work together attitude out there. So I think that's what people love about working with you and your company. So I'm ecstatic. I've been on a high for like 2.5 weeks, and I'm loving the the feedback we're getting and the people calling us. Man, when we announced it on our first podcast, and we had done this, as soon as our phone started ringing, and man, I got an idea, and this is going to be great, and it's awesome, and I just love that.
I love that.
So, just only up from here, baby. This was an upward thing, and we're just gonna, take over the world.
Well, we got people coming in.
Yes,
so, we're gonna jump between 3 booths. So
we're
gonna let you bounce.
All right, all good. Thank you guys, man. Thank y'all. Love it.
That's
all. All right.
So we'll see you next time. We're still live. Everybody keep your shirts on.